Hello everyone, it's Catherine from my hillside garden. I wanted to do a response to Little Beans Gardens Love for Love and New Gardener tag. So this is my first tip. It's very important when you're a new gardener to know where the direction of the sun goes, where your garden is situated in your yard. I happen to know that the area to the left is the east. The sun comes over. This is the south side of my home, and it sets in the west. Now it will shift a little bit with the season change as to where it comes up. A lot of times it'll come up all the way over what I call the woods. It'll come up over there, but in the summer it comes up more over there. So if you're a new gardener and you're not sure, most phones will have a compass feature in them. Stand where you think you're going to have your garden and figure out what direction it's at. Is it at the south side of your house, the north side of your house, east or west? Then you have to figure out what direction your garden beds will go in. I tend to run most of my garden beds the way my yard goes because we're on a hillside. Let me show you. Okay, and there's Wyatt just enjoying the sunshine even though it's only 27 degrees out. Most of my garden beds run from the east all the way to the west. I can't have them run from north to south because that would be downhill on a slope and that would not be good. So sometimes you have to work with what you have, but it's not insurmountable. You can figure it out. So be sure to know how much sunlight you get. That's the other thing. You might want to start keeping track. Do you have a lot of trees in your yard? We have this huge oak tree that I absolutely love and I will keep forever as long as it stands there. But we did have almost 20 birch trees that were in different spots on the farthest south side of our yard. Now we took down those trees. Some of them were dead before we took them down. And as you can see in the side yard here, we keep their stumps. And that's partly for insects and partly for birds. We are currently down in my grow room. Now not every gardener can do this. Don't feel you have to. You can buy your plants from the garden center. Support your local nursery. It's a fabulous thing to do. It helps to keep dollars in your neighborhood and it helps out a small local business. But if you have a chance to have a grow room and you have a chance to start your own seeds, it gives you the chance to see what the seedlings look like. It gives you the chance to see what the seedlings look like, so that once you start to plant seeds out in your yard, or if you get volunteers, you'll know what they look like. These are in the Brassica family. This is something new I'm growing this year. It's called leaf beet, and it almost looks like spinach does. Here's another Brassica. So you'll get to know what different types of plants look like when the volunteers start to come to your garden. So don't be discouraged. A lot of us go through times where we can't get our seeds to germinate. This is a lettuce. This is another lettuce. So you'll get to know what the seeds look like. But if you need to start with plants from the nursery, there's nothing wrong with that. It's a fabulous way to have success with your first garden. I just wanted to show you I've been gardening for a number of years and I love this time of year when I can start things in my grow room. Here's some more lettuce, and this one's a new one for me this year that I haven't done before. This one is lemon balm. So if you can do seeds on a windowsill. If you have a bright south-facing windowsill, give it a try. Don't be discouraged. And the last thing I'm going to recommend for new gardeners is to go to your local library. Now, I love YouTube. YouTube is like having a library in your home. You can watch creators any time of the day or night, especially if you have a hard time sleeping. But I like to encourage going to the library. A lot of our small town libraries really struggle. And the more that you use your local library, the more they receive funding for us using our public library. So while I do have books that I keep on my shelf at home, most of them I found at the library first, so I could read them for free and decide, do I want to have the expense of that, and is it going to be a valuable asset to me? So the first book that I read that really got me into gardening was this one. I would recommend it for anyone who's trying to learn to eat locally, to have your own garden, and how to live seasonally with your eating. It's a very good book, and while it's not a handbook in a sense of teaching you how to, it helps you to open your mind to new ideas about what you can do, even if you just have a small patio or balcony, to get some of your own food right at home. This is another book that I really enjoy and helps once I started with my seed growing. It has great explanations on gardening and different ways to garden, and then it even has a section in here about growing things from seed. So look at different books in your library. They're great. Now this one by Eliot Coleman, he used to have a TV series when I was a young girl, and his wife was also involved in it. I have one of her books as well. He does 4-season harvest, and that's part of where I learned to winter garden with my low tunnel. So read some books, go to your library. I didn't have anyone really to share my gardening dreams with. That's where YouTube has really come into play for me. I have so many great, wonderful YouTube friends, gardeners, that have helped me to push myself to do a little bit better and to learn more. I didn't realize that I could grow things through the winter. Maybe I shouldn't say grow. Maybe a better word is to maintain plants for harvest. Maybe that would be better. Because of lack of sunlight, they don't grow as much as they will from spring to fall. And you'll learn all that. So just keep reading, support your local library, support the YouTube creators out here. I like to think we're a great bunch to get along with. So ask questions, leave comments on our videos, and I want to thank Little Bean for offering this so that we can share with new gardeners things that we've learned along the way. And like I said, don't be afraid to ask questions. There are no dumb questions. So I hope you'll look at some of the tips that I've given you and that they'll work for you in your garden. Have a great day. Happy gardening. I desire to keep this as short as possible. I forgot to say, go look at the playlist over at Little Bean's Garden and check out the other people who've participated in the hashtag Love for Love and hashtag New Gardener series. Thank you again so much for doing that. This has been great. I'm glad I could participate. Have a great day.